Immigration and the U.S. southern border were among the top issues for voters this election cycle after last year's record number of illegal crossings. Last December saw nearly 250,000 migrants cross the southern border. However, that figure has been in the 50,000s every month since July. CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez took a trip to El Paso, Texas, where he rode alongside a Department of Public Safety trooper to see what it's like keeping order at the border and the changes that are expected in the new administration. Camilo joins us now. Thank you so much for being here. First off, what were some of your observations from your tour of the border?
Well, Lindsay, the incoming Trump administration is set to inherit a U.S.-Mexico border that is relatively quiet and calm, at least compared to the recent record highs in illegal crossings under the Biden administration. November actually saw the lowest level in illegal immigration here under the Biden administration, and crossings at the border have remained relatively low, at a four-year low compared to the past 4 years under President Biden. And there are two reasons for that: Mexican enforcement, Mexican efforts to stop migrants from getting to the U.S. in the first place, and that new restrictive asylum policy that President Biden enacted in June. But despite this drop, Lindsay, there are still some migrants who are trying to get into the U.S. And during a ride-along today with Texas Department of Public Safety trooper Elliot Torres, we actually spotted a group of about 20 migrants from Latin America who were trying to get inside of the country illegally. Let's take a listen to part of that interview.
Some days it's dead. Some days we have more action on the interstates, on 375, the loop here, with cars that are loaded with migrants. And then we might have a day like we had today, where we saw a group of 20, which included little children, trying to cross over.
And this group of migrants, Lindsay, was actually not able to make it into the U.S. along that stretch of the border where we were doing that ride-along because of the miles of fencing, razor wire, and other barriers that the state of Texas has set up here along the border to repel migrants from crossing into the country illegally. So in addition to the Mexican enforcement on the other side, the Biden administration's new asylum policy, Texas would also argue, Lindsay, that its policies, including that razor wire, are also deterring people from entering the country illegally.
How will immigration be addressed by the Trump administration in the first 100 days? How are border agents preparing?
Well, President-elect Trump, Lindsay, is planning to issue a series of executive actions on immigration soon after taking office in January of next year. We should expect the incoming administration to restart construction of border barriers here along the U.S.-Mexico border. That was halted under the Biden administration, but it will likely restart very soon after President-elect Trump takes office. We should also expect the incoming administration to terminate several Biden administration programs, Lindsay, that currently allow some migrants to enter the country lawfully, including those who have sponsors here in the United States. We should also expect the incoming administration to make some changes as it pertains to legal immigration, including by slashing refugee admissions. And of course, the incoming administration of President-elect Trump has promised to carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. And to do that, we should expect the incoming administration to terminate current Biden administration policies, Lindsay, that limit who ICE can arrest and deport from the country. That would be a seismic change that would make everyone who is here unlawfully in the country eligible to be arrested and deported. Lindsay?
Camilo Montoya-Galvez, thank you.